Welcome back to my Creative Chronic Life, and today I am back with an unboxing from the wonderful Kolourcafe. This is the Latitude box. It was on pre-order previously and I completely forgot to place an order as per usual. Sometimes I go ahead and add things to my basket, get busy and think I'll go back, and then I never do. So I kindly reached out to Athleen at Kolourcafe and I said, hey, do you have another box? She's like, yes I do. Place the order, and she literally sent it to me the next day, which was yesterday. But it was quite late in the day and it was raining, so it was quite dark, so I thought, you know what, I'll wait until today till it's a bit brighter and then I can actually have a look through it. I haven't actually opened it. My husband has taken away all the packaging and things like that, so what we will do is we will open this together. If you know Kolourcafe, you know that their boxes are absolutely gorgeous. Lots of things, lots of variety. So we'll just pop this to the side. Try not to have so much rustling going on. So we start off with today's menu. So I think I will go from the beginning, but I won't show you guys yet until the end, just in case. I won't show you all yet until the end, so we don't get any spoilers. So first off, we will start off with this really cute package. And by the way, it all comes in a beautiful box that's wrapped, so you get some special wrapping, and then underneath you've got like this straw bill, which I think is really cute. So what do we have here? Oopsie daisy. Trust me to make a mess. So first off, we have this really cute plushie, and this is a coffee bean bun. Isn't that so cute? You could attach it to your planner caddy, you could attach it to one of your pencil cases, anything. I just think that's a really cute addition. Next we have something, I'm trying to go in order of the actual box rather than go separately. What do we have here? I'm just gonna give it a quick wipe down. I'm not sure if that actually focused for you, so I'll just give you a close-up. We have the beautiful Kolourcafe sign. It's not white because obviously I've got a white background, but it's like an off-white with silver trimming, and then the lid you have, it's a silicone. I love that. So that means it's going to be really easy to wash, and the fact that it's just like a twisty turn and not necessarily something that's going to be quite hard. I love that. I think that's absolutely gorgeous. And then if you wanted to just have it on a handle, if I was to put this in one of my handbags to take with me, the little attachment goes really well because I've got these kind of clips on the inside of my bag, so it would make it more sturdier, so I would be able to hang it, or if I was on my wheelchair I could just hang it off, and I think that's beautiful. Oh, that's absolutely gorgeous. I'll pop the handle back inside just so I don't lose it. Next we have, it's called the House Roll, and it looks like this, and we've got a little sign that says thank you. We're also going to have to kind of rip that open. So we have 3 washi tape rolls, which are absolutely stunning. We have a corner table Cafe Latitude series, and it says 30 millimeters, no sorry 20. We have the menu Cafe Latitude series, again 20mm. And then we have the counter Cafe Latitude series 20mm, that's 3. We'll do a close-up swatch at the end. We have a PET tape roll, and it's called Cafe Latitude, and I've seen a little bit of sneak peek this online, and I just think it's absolutely gorgeous. Any of Kolourcafe's washi is always gorgeous. Okay, so next we have, I'll just pop these away, and like I said, we'll do a little close-up at the end. We have a chef special magnetic charm, and it says sip first, plan next, and it's got the little Cafe Latitude sign on, and I love these kind of little cards that she gets because I just cut them down and add them into my planner. But it's gold trimming. I wonder if I can give you a close-up. I will add pictures at the end and put close-ups of everything for you. So that's already so many things. And then we've got, it's called a toasted slice. Let's see where that is. Here we go. Have a fear that this box is just literally going to fly off my table. It's quite top heavy. It comes in this cute little packaging that says take the journey for explorers and adventurers, venture into the unknown Atlas Station. I just think it's so cute with all the different things. I will try to slowly open this so I can keep the packaging. Wow, look at that. It says stressed, blessed, caffeine obsessed. That is so cute. Again, I know that's quite small to see, but I will zoom in and share pictures later. Let's see if it lets me load. You can see that quite clearly. And then on the end you've got an adhesive sticker, which I think is great. So that is called the toasted slice, which goes really well considering the colour of it. Then next we have a sticky selection. So I'm presuming that that's this one. So it looks like this, super cute. I love these designs, I think they're gorgeous. What it looks like. And then we turn it over and it just says so many books, so little time always. So it's like a little pocket wallet, and then we've got stickers on the inside. Let's make sure we've got them all out. Yes, we have. How cute is that? You could just add some holes in, or if you've got a TN size planner, you could use it for that. So much versatility. Okay, so where do we start? Let's start with the die cut stickers. Now it says start with coffee. I love that they have some gold foiling on. You can see the shine in there, gorgeous. We then have a Cafe Latitude, and again foiled. We also have a small batch, big mornings. Yes, coffee always. Well, to be fair, I don't often drink coffee, but when I do, I make sure that it's a delicious cup. Grounded rituals, for sure. And then we have, it says, die cuts, we've got 3, and then washi sticker sheets, we've got 5, yes we do. So we have Cafe Latitude, Cafe Co, obviously coffee themed, daily brew. We've got some little quotes that say, there is a quiet magic in the first cup of the day, the way the steam curls into the morning air, the warmth that seeps into my palms, and the first bittersweet sip that says, you've got this. Today's thoughts are brought to you by caffeine and a moment of stillness. 90% caffeine, 10% big ideas. I love that. Like I said, I don't often drink coffees in the morning. Mine usually is towards the late afternoon, but it's the same type of feeling. We then have, this one's obviously got a little bit of foiling on it. This one is in like a beautiful, almost like a creamish washi tape. It looks like you've had like coffee, kind of coffee stained all over the washi paper, and I think that's gorgeous. Again, coffee cups, grinders, the little books and things like that. And to the best of my knowledge, Kolourcafe designs all of these herself, and I think outsources for the kind of sticker printing. I just think it's gorgeous. I don't think I'd be able to create something like this myself. And then we've got another sheet with a little coffee, cake, a little cafe. And then I love these kind of stickers. So they're almost like little labels that you could just add to your planners. I can see that I'm going to have to do a little bit of a planner setup with this coffee theme. And then the final one that we have is this. It looks like coffee rings, but inside we've got words: coffee shop, coffee time, coffee takeaway, coffee bean, I need more coffee, but first coffee, start with coffee, coffee and chill, coffee for you, coffee break, coffee to go. Definitely makes me want to feel like I want a cup of coffee now. Isn't that absolutely gorgeous? I just think it's stunning. Okay, so we'll pop these away and then we will pick up the other items. I just think it's magnificent. I will do all the pricing and everything once we get to the end, and I just think this is gorgeous. The fact that it's reusable as well. Everything can be reused. There we go, all there. And then it says we have it's called the Stable Reusable Sticker Album. I'm absolutely obsessed with these. I received some, was it in the advent box? Yeah, I think it was in the advent box, and I love them because what I do is like all of the kind of Kolourcafe themed or the single stickers that I have, not kits or leftover kits, everything else goes in here, and then my leftover kits obviously go into another kind of sticker, reusable sticker journal. But this is perfect because look at the size of that. If I just wanted to take one of these and then go ahead and take my planner, even my like TN journal, I could take that with me on the go and I'd be good to go. And I just think they're absolutely gorgeous and so versatile as well, and they're beautiful. If you were to take these out in public on the way to on the way to work or something, I'm pretty sure people would be saying, well, I wonder where that's from. And I love the fact that they've always got the label kind of on the back as well, so you know who it's from and where it's from. Of course, you can't forget Kolourcafe. And then the final thing is, and this is called Chunky Cookies. We have a wrapper inside of a wrapper, and these are rubber sets. How beautiful. And we have 3. We have one that says cafe moment, we have a little cafe coffee sign, and then these are just like a little stamp set with a little coffee. They are rubber based, which means you will need like some sort of ink stamp. I know some people use like pens and wipe them off, but you have to be quite careful sometimes. I usually get like the ones with the clear, so if you're using red it tends to kind of get ruined, but I think for this it'd be absolutely gorgeous. I would love to have like a brown coloured ink. I might actually look and invest in that. You can pick them up in the Hobbycraft as well if you've received this box or thinking about purchasing it, or in general just like stamping. Definitely have a look at Hobbycraft. So yeah, I think they're absolutely gorgeous. Look at them, and you get 3 of them. So that's the total of all of the box. So I'll just show you what it actually looks like. Obviously I've taken everything out the packaging. You have this really cute pretty straw. Everything came in. You've got your water bottle, your little plushie. So what we'll do now is I'll just pop this down on the floor so I have a little bit more space, and then we will go through the actual menu and the cost of everything. So with the Kolourcafe, you will always get some sort of kind of information about the cost, because I know in the past people was like, oh, everything is so expensive, but I feel like custom made creations also the thought that goes into these boxes, like personally, I don't think I think you can realize how much things cost, but I love the fact that you do get a breakdown of the cost. So the total of the box, I'll just have a quick look to remember how much it was. It's on Etsy. I'm not sure how many are left, so I'll just do a quick inventory and have a look. When you go to Etsy, it will be the cafe box, not the Latitude box, so just keep an eye on that. And it's £72, but obviously you pay for postage, which I think is it's £68, but you pay £4 postage, then it becomes a total of £72. This does seem to be a few left. So as of, I think, what day are we on today? Saturday the 9th. Hopefully this will go out on the 10th. There are some available, so you can pop over to Etsy and find Kolourcafe, and then you can purchase it directly from there. So just to make sure, obviously in the personalization section it just says that you understand that this was a pre-order and it wouldn't ship till the 30th, but as the pre-order's over now, you can actually then purchase as you need. So what we'll do is we'll do a run through. That was a £72 in total, including postage, but without the postage it is £68. So we have £8 for the coffee bean bun, which is the slushy. We then have the signature cup, which is the insulated coffee cup with the lid, and that is £15. The house roll, 3 washi tapes that are quite large, 20mm, £14. I think that's such a good deal, and that is £14. And then we have a PET tape roll, which is £16, and they are PET tapes, are expensive, but you get like loads of them on there, and I think that's a really good price. Chef Special, the little magnetic charm, £12. We then have the toasted slice, which is the little self-adhesive leather patch, which can go on your planner or whatever you like. We then have the sticky selection, which is the washi sticker sheets, and you got 5 of them, so that was £18. And then you had 3 die cut stickers, which was £9. And then we had this staple, which is the reusable sticker album, which is £12. And then you have the chunky cookies rubber stamp set, which was 3 stamp sets, and that was £16. So in total that was £129. So if you minus, obviously not including the postage, so you minus the 68, you have a saving of £61. And of course everything has to have postage on there anyway, so you saved £61 in purchasing these. If you were to purchase these elsewhere, that's the cost, £129, and I think that's an absolute bargain for a box. And you've got so much versatility as well, like for example the coffee cup and the coffee bean plushie, you're going to keep them for as long as you can anyway. The magnetic charm, the same thing with that, and the self-adhesive patch. Of course, you might, even the rubber stamps you'll be keeping for a very long time, but the washi stickers and the washi tape, you might use them and finish them, but I still feel like you'll have lots and lots and lots before you even get to that point. So I just think it's absolutely beautiful. What I will do is I will just log off, take some pictures, and then I will come back and I will do the what's it called, the washi swatches and the PE tape swatches, and we can have a look together. Right, so I decided to go ahead and take some pictures, and also took some pictures for sharing across social media. I always think the washi tape is so pretty, even like having to remove the packaging. It's not something that I enjoy doing. I've grabbed my actual what's it called, washi kind of notebook. I did it last year in one of my planners, but I do need to choose this year an actual planner that I want to just have for washi tape. So when I'm wanting to plan or decorate, I don't necessarily have to take out the entire stash of washi tape and then look through it all, I can just pick up that planner, and all I really need to do is just have a look to see what fits and what goes well. So I'm yet to decide which planner to use, well, kind of journal. I've got one from, I can't actually remember where it's from. I've got a couple anyway. I might do a little poll on Instagram this coming week, because now that I've got these added to my collection, I feel like A, I'm running out of space in my containers, but also B, I really don't want to be so overwhelmed by them. So this has been in my washi slash whatever you want to call it so far. I don't think I've got any pages left. Let's see. I suppose we could just go over here. Right. So we will start off with sharing the PET tape, because I don't think I'm going to take a swatch of that. I just want to show you what it looks like. So we have, we'll start off here, Cafe Latitude, we've got no plans, a little coffee and wine, we've got a little Polaroid picture, a quote, and then we go into the little coffee tabs, another Cafe Latitude, and then again Cafe Latitude. This felt like a good place to stay, the little cafe, then more cups, and then I think that's an entire strip. Yes it is. So yeah, and then we go back to the beginning strip. So let's see, on each one strip we've got 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15 items. I don't even think it's long enough to get in. My table's not long enough either. So as you can see, start off, continue, and then it continues further on. So when you look at the cost of something and then you think about how much you get for value, and I know I've seen some people online that actually sell these single strips because they purchase them but maybe only need them once or twice, and then they purchase the strips online, which I think is a good idea as well. But at the same time, I think that if you just have something and you know that you're going to love and enjoy it, then you should be able to keep it rather than just do what you got to do. But here we go. So that is the Cafe Latitude, and then I can't quite recall which is which, so we're just gonna have to really kind of go with the flow now. I think it's absolutely gorgeous. We'll go here and cover that. This was stunning. But I do think they're very unique. I've not really seen these anywhere before. Traditional coffee swatch, and then we have the final one. I'm just going to grab my phone so I can just remember what names they are. Menu. This one is called the counter, and then the final one is called the corner table, and then the PET tape is called Cafe Latitude. And I just think it's absolutely gorgeous. I love everything. I'm looking forward to planning with this. A little close up. I will take pictures of everything and share close-ups at the end. Aren't they stunning? And if you know, I've just started a new planner system. I'm using Filofax Personal, and I'm going with the black and white theme. So I think these will go really well with kind of adding that little pop of something in, just in the corners. And you can see how thick the washi tape is in general, and I just think it's beautiful. Well, I absolutely loved this entire box. And when I mean loved, I mean I really, really loved this entire box. I am blown away by it. Of course, I always see kind of like sneak peeks and things like that, but Mainly, you just think to yourself, well, I wonder what we'll get next, because I feel like that Kolourcafe, each and every time she does one of these boxes, whether it's through advent calendars, whether it's through, just generally like having a box every quarter or every other, couple of months or something, I just think it's exceptional. And I always wonder, and I think to myself, I wonder what's coming next, because I always get so surprised. And yes, sometimes they can be coffee themed or planet themed, and maybe people might feel like that's quite repetitive, but for me, I don't think it is, because I've pretty much purchased I'm not sure if the boxes were before I found Kolourcafe, but I think I've had pretty much all of them. I've even had like the extra ones where you have the extra leftovers and freebies, and even with that, and I think that each of the boxes have always been so unique, and I have so much joy in using them. If you do want to see my previous kind of boxes from Kolourcafe, I have a playlist of unboxings, but I might set up a separate one that just says for Kolourcafe, because again, I do shop like with the boxes and things like that. I think it's exceptional. Let me know your thoughts in the comment box below. If you do have any questions, or if you want to reach out across any of my social media accounts, you can always follow me at My Creative Chronic Life. And again, thank you so much, Ahlin, for sending this out to me so quickly. I'm really looking forward to kind of getting stuck in. I might do one of these like little stamping videos once I find or purchase the brown ink. I do have other inks like pink ink and green, but I think that brown would look really well with this, like an off kind of muddy brown, maybe something like that, or like this. I think it'd work really well across my planners. Well, thank you so much for watching. If you're not aware, I do have my own website where I share all things related to blog posts, reading, short stories, recipes, grab and grow freebies. I update my reading journal. I update any kind of things that I've purchased. So if you don't like to kind of watch videos, or you want some kind of quiet time and quiet space, I would definitely recommend visiting my website at www.mycreativechroniclife.co.uk. Well, thank you so much for watching. Until next time, bye bye.